Max Pacioretty has given rise to two of the greatest Leaf pictures ever. Him, you know the one from game 1 or game 2, screaming into the camera lens.
He's a yeah baby guy.
He is a
That's
yeah
how you
baby.
know he's old.
Because, now they say let's go.
Or let's effing go.
Yeah.
Yeah, baby. Unk. That's an Unk celebration.
That's true. When did the switch? Look at this.
He's in the middle of saying yeah, baby.
Yeah. Look at that.
If you look at it, it looks like he's about to get punched by a fist off screen.
Mm-hmm.
But he is just, first of all, the Leafs need to continue this run just to see how thick that beard gets.
It's a good beard, eh?
Lots of hair per square
got a
inch.
good beard, too.
Oh, I'm jealous of the both of them. And both of them are Unk. They're certified. They have 8 kids combined.
I know. It's wild.
I saw them. They took up the entire lower bowl
with that
in the game that I was at.
With that much testosterone, you can see how.
My goodness gracious. Oh, Max. I never in a million years before these playoffs began could have imagined the impact he would have on this team. Never. He didn't play.
You didn't listen to Allen.
Allen is going to be like, listen, this guy, he's got 200 career games played, 6 assists, no goals. He's going to have a hat trick tonight.
And Allen's usually right.
And it's shocking how often he's right.
Allen said, coming throughout this entire season, not even just like
He did
while
say
Pacioretty was playing, he talked about this in training camp when they did the deal where he was a PTO, but it wasn't really a PTO.
Right.
And Allen was very adamant to get that out there that it wasn't a PTO. The deal was waiting for him. Allen said, Max Pacioretty provides something that this team doesn't have. And it's this next level element of hitting and grit and the skill that used to be there, but he still has the intelligence in the hands that he can provide it. He can play anywhere in the lineup and he knows how to play playoff style goals. And when he got in the lineup after game 3 against Ottawa,
where the Leafs had not lost yet,
and everyone's
Weird
like, why
decision.
are you making these changes? And then he came out there and he was an important piece in this lineup. Allen said, yeah, duh. This is what I've been saying. This guy knows how to play playoff style hockey. And he's nailed it.
Guys, wait, where did he go? Where did he go to score this goal?
Oh man, there's a real estate location.
The net!
Yeah.
And it went in.
Hey, I also want to say this. Max Pacioretty has 8 points in 10 playoff games, guys.
LMAO.
3 goals, 5 assists. Max Pacioretty. And
He didn't play for 4 months.
Didn't play for 4
He
months.
didn't play hockey for 4 months.
And Jess, here's the other crazy part is that he's playing.
He didn't score for a third of a year.
Berube told reporters before the game, I gotta watch his minutes. I can't have him playing too much because when they do get him out there, they want him bursting.
Yeah.
Right?
And
he missed a lot of time.
Every time he's started in the game on the second line, he has not finished the game on the second line. He has not played a full game on the top 2 lines.
Well, because usually they do such a good job that they have the lead and they want someone else in there, like Holmberg probably or Lawton, to shut her down.
Yeah, starts are very important to Craig Berube, so he's starting with his best line. It's not like he's waiting for Pacioretty midway through the game to throw him up there to get a burst of energy. He wants that burst at the front, and then afterwards he'll pull him down so he can manage the minutes. So the next game he can go again.
Averaging 13 minutes a night currently in the playoffs. And I want to say this. Max Pacioretty last year with the Caps only had an assist in their 4 games, but the Caps didn't stand a chance in that series. They were just, happy to be there. The last time he was in the playoffs was 2021.
Vegas.
5 goals, 6 assists, 11 points. So he is, but he was playing 18 minutes a night back then.
How many games?
13.
Wow.
So he's scoring like he did 4 years ago.
Yeah.
And that's 2 Achilles surgeries later.
That's the key part. That's the key part. 2 career-ending surgeries ago.
On the same ankle.
And what his hurricane stats are hilarious. Because he went there and he played, I think it was 5 games. He got 3 goals.
Yes, but he didn't play in the playoffs, right? Yeah, he did have 3 goals. You're right.
He is second in the entire NHL in hits to Zach Hyman.
Playoffs.
Playoff hits.
Yeah.
Playoff hits, yeah.
And
he couldn't in the regular season. He didn't play half of it.
The funny thing is, and we do have unique insight when it comes to Max because of Allen. Mm-hmm. And he said it on the podcast earlier this year, Jesse. I'm not sure if you remember this, but he's like, so Max showed up to camp and they didn't tell him what to do. They basically signed him and they're like, we're not sure how this is going to work, but we're going to figure this out. And Max just showed up and said, this team doesn't have a big, monstrous power forward who's, grizzled. And he's like, I'm just going to do that.
Yeah. Knies turned into that, but he's not grizzled.
But Knies is still a baby.
Yeah.
Like
He's
our
a
little baby,
baby.
Matthew Knies, he's going to grow into Max Pacioretty one day, but he doesn't have the veteran savvy that Pacioretty has.
And it was Pacioretty that was like, he didn't talk to Berube about it. They didn't talk to him about it. It was just, I'm going to throw bodies now.
Yeah.
And Allen has told stories about how when he was with Vegas, he would throw the body and it would surprise teams because he didn't need to do that as much in Montreal and in Vegas because he was one of the skilled guys. He even mentioned that in the post game yesterday. He's like, I've been on that side of it when he was talking about Marner and Matthews. Is like maybe not to their level, but where you're expected to score. And I think he's always been an underrated physical presence. And now, because that's more his role than this, well, we thought more his role than the scoring part.
He's averaging 6 hits a night. It's 59 hits in 10 games.
What
It's
is that?
5.9 hits a night.
What did Paul Maurice say? Pound that D.
Pound that D.
But he said it with a lot more oomph than I did. Pound that D.
their effing D so that when game 7 comes, they got nothing left. And the Leafs have the second most punishing player in the NHL.
It's great.
Right now. Bobby McMahon, by the way, is 13th with 44. Actually, he's tied for 11th.
If Bobby McMahon and Matthew Knies can spend a little time with Barb Underhill this summer and figure out not speed, but quickness. When they're at their top speed, they're not catchable. Getting there sometimes takes an extra stride or two. If they're able to clean that up, both of those guys are going to be like impossible to stop. And I think Knies, especially because he's much younger than McMahon is.
McMahon is sneakily close to 30.
Yeah, he's like Matthews and Marner age. But
yeah.
If they're able to figure that out, even a little bit of an edge there, I think it's going to be crazy. Now, let's talk about Matthew Knies. Awkward hit. You see him mouthing on the bench that, I can't move it. We think he means his shoulder. And Berube, do you think
have no idea. So you're saying shoulder. I saw online rib. I saw online hip, and I looked at it and I thought hand.
Okay.
So I have zero clue.
So Berube obviously wouldn't commit after the game to whether or not he'll play, and of course he won't. Like
I'm
thinking
fairly
he's playing.
confident he's playing, even if he's not on the top line. Like maybe McMahon goes up and like him and McMahon
Platoon.
change places, and maybe McMahon and Pacioretty platoon a little. Knies will be in the game 7 lineup unless he is profoundly broken.
I thought it was very important to note that he played at 5-on-5. He would go out there, but he couldn't play on the power play because he couldn't stand in front of the net because of whatever injury he had. He couldn't take the cross checks to the back that requires standing in front
He
of the
did
net.
play one power play after going off, and it says something that he didn't play the next.
And then he couldn't go back out because his role on the power play is standing in front of the net, and that requires you to play physical with your body, and you're going to have to eat a couple cross checks in there. And whatever injury he got, that didn't allow him to take those cross checks.
It's fortunate he's young. Hopefully he bounces back quick. I don't know what it is. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I would be stunned if he didn't play in game 7.
Yeah, I mean,
Stunned.
but just even if it's the limited role,
Yep.
I think Matthew Knies in there is better than Matthew Knies at 70% is better than David Kampf at 100.
He was on the ice for the game-winning goal.
Yep.
He was
And in position.
and in position and like whatever he was doing. The pop wasn't quite there.
No.
But he was productive.
So Paul Maurice said after the game that he said, they got killed after game 5, and I didn't think they deserved it, being the Leafs. And he said,
Paul Maurice loves this.
oh, he loves this.
Oh,
And-
loves the noise.
And then said, I didn't think their intensity level was all that different tonight. And a bunch of Leaf fans, and I encourage you, I'm going to play this clip for you. I'm going to send it to you, Jesse, here. I encourage you
I
when...
have it.
You got it?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Right.
Yeah, here we go.
But that's not, they worked hard, they played hard tonight, but I thought that the last game, but they got killed for that last game. They didn't deserve to, in my opinion. I mean, we had 4 knucklers go in that probably don't. It was a pretty tight game. Didn't feel like that on the scoreboard, but when you look at watch the game and you look at the analytics, that game, the 6-1 game, was the second tightest game of the series. So this one will look a lot like that. There's not as much offense. We had 2 pretty good offensive teams. There really isn't a whole lot to be had out there. So they played hard. We played hard. It was tight. You know, we had probably 4 go in last game that I'm not sure you're counting on that happen on a regular basis or even every 10 or 20 games, right? We had a couple going off sticks. So when you get into a 0-0 game, it's just going to be tight.
So I want you to understand, Leaf fans took this as a compliment from Paul.
He's coming for John Cooper's title as Mike Magician in the playoffs.
Yeah.
I think he might already have
I need
it.
you to understand that he is essentially saying there that the Leafs' effort in Game 5 and Game 6 was the same, and that the only thing that was different was the outcome.
He's muddying the water.
And he's trying to, essentially, people think he's complimenting the Leafs. He's not complimenting the
Nope.
Leafs. He's basically saying, we were bad. They weren't good. We were bad.
He's
That's what
upselling
he's saying.
Game 5 to downplay Game 6.
Yeah, dude, you lost. He lost, and the Leafs had the edge, and it was a close game. Game 5 was not close. It wasn't close.
No.
It wasn't close. It wasn't close. And stop taking that as a compliment. He is saying, in effect, they weren't good. We were bad tonight. Or we didn't have it. They did.
He's also putting attention back on Game 5.
Right.
To get the narrative back to talking about when they stunk.
Stop listening to this guy. Stop complimenting this man. Tell him to go F himself. Go Leafs go.
Yeah.
Like, enough. Enough, dude.
I love him, and we can love him in the offseason. For now, screw Paul Maurice. Never heard of that guy. Boo and
Actually,
fart.
you know what? I don't love him. I was pissed, genuinely, when he said Stolarz was one of our guys. He's like, he's one of our guys. No, he's not, dude.
No,
he's not.
Was
one of your guys. Is no longer.
And now he's fair game.
Yeah.
That's how your boy treated him. Oh, I've seen every Sam Bennett hit. Yeah, he always brains people.
There's a reason why people keep track of them, Paul.
Yeah. Now,
they're not keeping track of certain players' hits. Pontus Holmberg, I don't think anybody's got a back catalog of Pontus Holmberg hits.
Yeah. They
Sam
pay
Bennett,
attention
though.
to hockey in Ontario, and I think we should stop apologizing for it, actually. But listen, you talk about Game 5, you talk about Game 6, you're trying to say there wasn't much between them. One was a 2-0 loss, another was a 6-1 win. Game 5 doesn't matter. Game 6 doesn't matter. I think the main purpose of all that, flush them both.
And I agree with you on that, and I agree with him on that.
Flush games 1 through 6. All that matters is tomorrow night. That's it. That's it. That's all. There's one game left in this series. No matter what. No matter how long it takes, there will be a winner. There will be a loser. One of you, you're not playing anymore. One of you is going to be in the Final Four.
This is a very evenly matched series, gentlemen. And I think looking at the way, I'm just going to compare Edmonton and Vegas for a second because I've watched a lot of that. And Vegas, even though they were clearly the inferior team, which is crazy to think, right?
Yes, it is.
It's nuts. That series, on paper, should have gone way longer.
They haven't had locker cleanup yet, have they?
No, they have. And like Jack Heichel's talked about his extension and all that stuff. Like we can talk about that. That's later in the show.
Well, I think they have some crazy injuries probably.
But I haven't seen that. But my point is that the way Vegas went down was they went down fighting. It was 0-0 to overtime. And then it's truly, truly jump ball, right? And ultimately, we saw how it ended and Edmonton won and, we kind of know how that goes. These teams are far more evenly matched than Edmonton and Vegas were this year. Far more. And maybe there's injuries to do with that, but Edmonton just overwhelmed Vegas. I don't see how tomorrow night isn't the closest game of the series because I thought last night was very close. Panthers easily could have won. Easily could have won. A couple bounces go their way. As you guys say, it's luck, right? It's chaos.
Yeah, I think that's a little presumptive to think that you understand what type of performance you're going to get out of the Toronto Maple Leafs.
I'm blind. I'm completely blind here.
It's you don't know. Like it on paper, everything that how it has played out makes sense that it's going to be close in Game 7. It's Game 7. Game 7s are usually close. But based on the Leafs and how their top players come out in the most crucial moments and not Game 6s, elimination games and Game 7s, we don't know.
We don't.
They could get blown out. They could blow the other team out. Who knows?
So yesterday,
God, I would love for them to blow the Panthers out.
That'd be lovely.
That'd be cool.
That'd be so cool.
I'll take a win of any shape or size.
Please.
Any get out shot 40-8.
Yep.
And win.
Yep.
Yesterday, during the day, I never like doing this because I don't like jinxing it. And I feel like I am, but really it's just responsible production. I had to talk to Drew about, listen, if they get eliminated tonight, there's something I need you to make for me.
Yeah, you don't have that type of power in the universe, and doing
It
your
doesn't
job,
matter.
doing
Doesn't
your
matter.
job well and planning is much more important than mythical jinxing.
Yeah, well, you guys got on me about shaping up the beard, and now look at me. I look like I'm going through a crisis.
You do
right now.
yeah.
Thanks.
You're gonna go buy a convertible and be like,
I come
have a
home
Ferrari
every day and
then.
go, "Hey kids," and my daughter's like, "Ah!"
We're
She
gonna
hates
tell
my
our
beard.
we're gonna tell our sales staff to not make any sales for future episodes because we don't know.
Yeah,
We don't know.
Let's not. We don't want to jinx it.
We just don't want to jinx.
Like,
We don't know.
What about you're running a business and you have a channel and you got to do the smart things?
So we made the little video that hopefully never sees the light of day.
Yeah.
Even if the Leafs lose tomorrow, I don't know.
Now that video could see the light of day if they win. I think it's even better.
Yeah, it becomes this interesting little artifact.
No.
Now
You don't
wait.
think so?
There's always the next round.
So wait though.
He makes a good point.
I felt really good about the Leafs winning Game 5, and I was obviously very wrong. And I felt horrible all day yesterday. Felt horrible about the game.
Did you really?
It's difficult to picture how they win. It's difficult to visualize it when you just stink so bad. They stunk so bad in back-to-back games too. They stunk so bad. They got outscored. What was it? 8-1? Oh yeah. And they have the Matthews goal ended an hour and a half long drought? Hour and a half. Like, no, I'm not feeling very good about it. And then someone sent a list. There's all these different scenarios. If this team beats that team, if this team beats it, most of it had to do with Winnipeg, Dallas. But it was about when game 1 of the Eastern Conference final would be under all these different scenarios. And that hit me like no cup of coffee ever has.
You want it, don't you?
Oh, fuck yeah, I want it. Oh my God. That was adrenaline straight to the bloodstream. I was like, oh, right. They're here still. They're alive.
This is the furthest you've ever gone with LFR?
12 games is officially the longest run.
Furthest we've ever been as a podcast?
Yeah, and now we're going to get game 13. Yeah. Yep, we're going to get game 13. And teams are dropping like flies around them. Washington, they're gone. Vegas, they're gone. There's 6 teams left. Not Vegas. Dallas, Winnipeg is tonight, isn't it?
It is?
Mhm.
And I'm doing that stream, by the way. I should shamelessly plug that.
By the end of the night, there could be 5 teams left. That realization, like, it's funny. You just get so up your ass. It's like I forgot. It's like I forgot they still actually have a chance at this. It's very simple. We talked about this. All they have to do is beat the Panthers in back-to-back games. Twice in 2 weeks. They can figure it out. They
Sure,
can
why
muster
not?
it. Let's
Why
see.
not?
Let's see.
But
And
it
now-
matters what team shows up. And Jesse, you nailed
and
that.
I have no idea what's coming.
Yeah,
I have 0. They could lose 7-0. They could win 1-0. They could win 8-2. I do not even. I don't know who's going to have a good game. I don't know who's going to have a bad game. We don't even know who's going to be in the lineup. We have no idea for the Leafs or the Panthers. I don't know what to expect, and I guess that's why we watch the games.
Exactly.